see a thingy-majigs. Right, so let's get in the cab and wait for the info box. Good evening. No problems to report at the moment, and that's the way we want to keep it. Watch your speed and make sure you're aware of what's happening ahead. Check your timetable with F1. Good luck. Let's put that into forward. We're clear to depart. So away we go. HST, yep. Which, since this is a HST, I think it requires one of them. Oh, let's not speed. There we go. I was going to talk about something and I've completely forgotten. So it can't have been that important. Right, we've got the 40, let's move. So, what have we got going on in stream? We have got a few bits going on in stream, and I can't remember one of them. We are going to be making a few changes over the next couple of days, weeks. Transport Fever, that's gone from stream for a little while. I don't know if I'll be bringing it back, but that's being replaced on a Thursday with something a little bit more fun, I hope. What else have we got going on? How is everybody's weekend anyway? That's the big question. No more Transport Fever, yeah. Transport Fever just normally ends in a dead chat. So, we're trying to enliven things again, I think is a good way of putting it. Flying Scotsman has added the Black 5 loco to the list. Which Black 5 do you want? The Kuju one or the Keith Ross one? I also was thinking about doing the B12 if Luke wants it, but that's up to him. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do. EE Type B3, is that little electric thing on the Mehdi branch? Snaily, good. Well, it's afternoon here, but good evening, if it's evening where you are. Well, I'm hoping that's my new adventure that comes up. Western Lines, the Scotland version. Okay, that's fine. I'll find something to do with that. There was, a long time ago, Matt did one that was double-headed. Apparently he'd written it at DTG, but I need to try and find that again. Oh, okay, so you're an hour ahead of me then. Yes, it's that little battery loco on the Mehdi branch. Flying Scotsman has joined the adventure. If anybody else wants to, put down exclamation adventure and then the amount of bits you wish to use. Bear traps. That's not the one that I wanted. It would be random, wouldn't it? Yay! I've written a new one today. Scotsman, keep going until you find the new one that I've written. Try and get lots of people involved as well. I like that adventure thing. Okay, so we're still on the section to Reading. This is the section that they're redoing for TSW. Do I have the DBR 411 or 145? I really don't know, Snaily. What I'll do is when we've done this scenario, I'll have a look for you before we go on to the one of the ones that Scotsman's put forward. Oh, Scotsman, I won't be doing all of them today. I hope you know. Mainly because I won't have time. And if somebody like Snaily gets theirs in, then I'll do that one because he doesn't use his points very often. You use yours all the time. I know they're German locos. You know, that's good. Right, we're up to 104. Struggling for the extra power. Come on. More greens. More greens. We like greens. Right, we're not far from the 125. How are we doing time-wise? We're going to be a minute early. That's good. Almost a minute early. Still got greens. Right. So much for rush hour, I've barely seen another train. Good yard on the left there. Still got the 125. You know, I don't know what stations we passed through along the way here. I know that the HST calls at Maidenhead and Slough before getting to Reading. Right, we're almost at 120. Why do I get the feeling we should be on the inner pair and not the outer pair? Hey, David Meyer 30, hello and welcome. I do hope that you're having a good day today. We are in a HST. This is us in our HST with some headlights on, heading towards Oxford due to the fact that DTG have announced the release of their new Great Western Mainline Express route, which is this route as far as Reading. I thought that we could do this route as a way of opening. So currently we are outside of somewhere, heading towards Reading at almost line speed. I thought it would be a nice way to start. I also thought it might be good to do the run again when it actually comes out and we can see the differences between this version and the new version. Because you know that DTG have set themselves up for that. Anyway, David, how are you today? Right, we're up to 124. So we can start pulling back on the power. You're good, good, I'm very well, thank you. Have you had a good weekend? Right, that I believe is Maidenhead. I recognise that station. Might be Slough, but I'm sure it's Maidenhead. Right, we're still increasing speed, so we'll just bring the speedometer down a little bit more. More greens. Oh, okay, so this does one forward, one backward. One forward, one backward. I thought that it had two in the one direction and two in the other. Oh, gosh, tired. Don't know why I'm so tired. Right through the next station. "13 miles to go." Let's get outside the train and watch some of the countryside go by, shall we? Not necessarily the best idea because you can't hear the AWS go. Right, we'll knock that up a notch again. Back up to 60. In the same spaces. On this side of this side. Yeah, it seems like it. I wonder if also we come down to here. If we can. Yes, we can. David Mia, thank you very much for the host. I'm just seeing if we can see all the way through the train properly, which we can. Oh, bridge to the head, bump. Right, power back down a notch. Did I say thank you for the host? Anyway, thank you for the host. If I didn't say it, if I did, you got it doubled. Don't tell anyone else. I think, guys, if I remember rightly, I have now put in a points bonus for hosts. I'm not quite sure. I seem to remember doing something like that. We've got 8 miles. Let me just check on Phantom Bot, see if I did. Points. Ooh, back to here, press that. Right, we're having a speed drop by the sound of it. Though I'm not sure. What does that signal say? If that signal is single yellow, we're in trouble. We'll start braking anyway, because I don't know what the sunflower's for. No, that's green. $70 for changing, but we're not. We've got time anyway to take a bit of this speed off. There we go, we'll roll at that. Settings. Yes, you do. You get a reward if you host. You also get a reward if you auto-host. But it's the host that's the important one, and you have a reward for it. Right, we've got 5 miles to Reading. Still don't seem to have found out what that AWS came on for. Nope. Nothing as far as I can see. It's not going to hurt to roll like this. We are 3 minutes early and a half. Right. Still going. So what does everybody think about the move from Transport Fever to ETS multiplayer? Is that something that people would be inclined on getting involved in, or should we just do single player? Thought multiplayer might be good. Always thought the HST could do with a revamp. They have revamped it at various points. So like the it had a revamp when they did the South Wales coastal route not so long back, and I do prefer that HST to this one. Right, we have a Morpeth board for the 50, which we are still quite a way out from, and because we're not travelling at 125, we can leave the brake in for a little bit. Still nothing works though. What do you mean by that? You mean all the buttons on the dashboard? All of these? I don't like how that doesn't work, and I've never been able to get that to work. It would be nice to be able to do this from a cold start as well, like you can some of the others. So to get some of these British locos and need to turn them on, and that is something that I'm looking forward to. Right, we're down to the 50. There we go. But don't forget, with a lot of the switches, if we come through and we look at some of these markers, tail, EMS, the de-icer for example, it's just a switch. There's like heater switches and fan switches, which are important if you're in the actual engine, because it keeps you warm or cool or whatever. But when you're actually driving, getting game, it's just another switch. It won't affect the gameplay. Right, we're coming in for our stop. Before the light, preferably. There we go, let's open the doors. I know not all the doors have opened, but that is where it's supposed to be, apparently. See, I would have come into this one, personally. See if that does join up to this track. Yes, it does. Oh, maybe not. No, oh yeah, we could. So we could have come over here and then come up, stayed on here, and then come over and into this platform here. and then as we'd have left, we'd have come over onto the down line, and then we wouldn't have gone across anywhere at all. Okay, it would have been here that we'd have crossed back over. So it does look as though this is the platform that we use. So maybe then in IRL they pull right the way up to here. But I went by the marker that's there, so that marker surely should come all the way up. Ooh, dodgy platform placement. It's one thing that I found with these routes is you have to not look too closely. Just don't look and it's all okay. Can we come in here? Yes we can, but there's nothing. Along here, yep, and then we come down this one, and then once again there's nothing. Let's run along the roof, and then we'll climb down the stairs and drop the last bit. What are you laughing at, Jellybean? Let's get ourselves a snappity snap. You'd be annoyed if there were internal models, because in this there'd be a colossal waste of polys and textures, probably. However, in the next one I am expecting fully internal models, and we will be going and checking. Incidentally, hello, welcome. Oh, what I was looking about, looking too closely. Yeah, well. It's true though, from here it looks like a perfectly reasonable platform, all lovely and everybody's happy. From here, not a chance. Same here, looks nice platform until you get to about here and then you go, Don't know if this one is actually shorter in real life, but I'm sure it wouldn't have that unsafe, unsightly lip on it that people could fall down and break themselves. Anyway, we've been given the go-ahead, and we're still sat in the station. Let's move. Anyway, Amarillan, hello, and how are you? I do hope that you're very well today. So that's it. This is as far as you come on the new one. Let me just come back out. Come back out. Thank you. This is it. The new route will end probably just after this junction up here with a portal, and that's it. That's as far as you get. So there is if you take the fact that it's multi-track, there is a lot more track on it than there is on the other one. But we shall see the level to which it's been done when it comes out. The rest will be DLC. That is true, Amarillan. Takes a lot of time and a careful eye, and Believe me, they don't get paid enough to have that amount of time and that careful an eye. We shall see what it looks like in TSW. I'm looking forward to the passenger model as well. Especially if like they get a full service going. Like with service mode, but they have, you know, 4, 5, 6 trains for you to choose from an hour. Then you can just get on any train you want and go where it goes. There's over 4 times as much track, something like 15 or 17 as many signals, hundreds of times more different assets. The reality is if they'd done it much longer, you'd know. Either that or it would have been like a next year project whilst they released another American or a German, and then everybody would have really complained. So, but it would be nice if they followed the Western Mainline's example, and I don't know how possible it is with a new engine, but made it so that you could do it in sections. So like they did the bit to Reading first, then the bit to Didcot, then the bit to Oxford, or the bit to Bristol, so on and so forth. So that then you could do a full run from Paddington to Bristol and back. Gerard, good evening. I do hope that you're well. You're multitasking a bit. FSX is on one screen and my stream is on the other. Being on autopilot, getting close to landing, so you'll tune in soon. You'll stay here though. Yeah, that's not a problem. I find a lot of people multitask my streams. I multitask when I watch Twitch as well, so it's just nice to have on in the background. When you get to interface when somebody makes a good point, or and then you carry on whatever it was you were doing. Amarillan, we've decided to go down the ETS route on Thursdays instead of Transport Fever. We're going to look at multiplayer. We may not do multiplayer every time. I know that you're a little bit wary and cautious of it. But if ever you are interested and want to pop on, you're more than welcome to. But me and the mods have yet to decide how it's going to work. Maybe more the case that because it's a free multiplayer server at the moment, we get everybody in, and then 1 or 2 people maybe on the channel on Discord. I don't yet know how that's gonna benefit for subscribers. We have, of course, the Trucks Books company that you're more than welcome to join. I don't know what else we've got going really. As you understand it, that's basically what they'd like to do, but until they can get the route creation down pat and better tools, methods, workflows, requirement limitation it is time and cost. And I don't think the base game sold as well as they wanted it to. I think they shot themselves in the foot doing an American route first. And I can see why they did it. America's got a much bigger community, so on and so forth. But a lot of the British routes are also harder because they're multi-track. We have a lot more signals, smaller blocks. we don't really have any dedicated goods routes, so they'd have had to do the passenger model. So I can understand the way they've done it, but I don't think that it was the best way round. You're not, your computers are very good at playing games. Oh, that's a shame. You'll just have to sit and watch then, Scotsman. You only play and have only any intentions of playing it offline, that's fine. That's fine, Amarillo. Are you saying with that then that you're not really interested in watching me stream it either? The only game your computer can handle is Train Sim. I'm surprised it handles Train Sim, to be honest with you. And I also wonder with this passenger model now, whether or not that's how they intend, one of the ways that they intend to bring in multiplayer, which would be great for a Matt Pedalston stream, because it means that we could all go on and not get off at Nebworth. Right, we're back up to 121. 15 miles to Oxford, which means we'll be coming up to Didcot shortly. I wonder if real drivers have a problem staying awake. Especially these days where you just sat down and, I mean, back in the days of Steam you had lots to do constantly. Where you're just sat and you push it forward and then you watch the speedo. Listen to the beeps. It's kind of us. Right, double yellow. Something's going on. No, I don't want that. Thank you. Right, this is quite a long block, but we've got a short one after it, so you can't comment on how well CSX sold, so you'll need to go on what you see, hear or believe. But I do no, yeah, no, I understand exactly why they did it, or why I believe they did it. Yeah. Was that single or double? I bet it's too late now. I'm going to take it as a single, which means that that is red. Until I've confirmed otherwise, I'm treating that as red. Why do you think driver alertness devices exist? So Amarillan, good, that's gone green. Are you affiliated with Dovetail in any way? Would have been a double unless I'd already passed a double, so it would have been a single. Yeah, I mean, regard your comment on how well it sold. I don't officially know how well it sold. I'm just speculating from what I've heard, and a lot of people have said that they haven't got it because it's American. I've not had any Americans come back and say, oh yes, we've definitely got it. So it is a little bit of speculation on my part. Now that was green, but I can't see green ahead, and we should be passing through, and that's gone green with a routing aspect. Possibly because we're now coming through Didcot. Didcot, or however you wish to say it. There we go. Oh, we are speeding very slightly. There's the steam grounds thing. The tiny rail yard that they have here. We're still on? Yeah, yeah. And there's the end station. And we're back into the greens. And we'll start speeding up towards the 90. No, we won't, because we're too close to the 70. Now we will. You're not directly affiliated with them, but you have had a tiny degree of involvement with some elements of TSW's development, which means you sign no fewer than 3 DTG non-disclosure somethings agreements. One of the things that I would love to do, whether it's for DTG, Just Trains, Steam Sound Supreme, or AP, I would love to do scenario creation properly. Get paid for it. Get paid to play with trains. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, non-disclosure agreement. So, are you a programmer then, Amarillo? Because it is something that I did look at trying to do myself, but I struggled with it. If the truth be told. Okay, we're 5 miles out of Oxford. Nothing stopping you. You can either sell them through DTG's third-party team on Steam Marketplace. You can sell them through your own site or through someone like Aerosoft or Sim Market. But then yeah, that was one of the things that was brought to my attention, is that if I was to do that, then I'd have to support it. Funky Chicken 176867, thank you very much for the follow. Hello and welcome in chat. I do hope that you are well. So Amarillan, if I was to do it through Dovetail third party, but then you may as well have it on Workshop, and that's the thing, is a lot of people will just expect it for free. I don't know how well Dovetail support scenario packs. You're good. Good, I'm glad that you are, Funky Chicken. Welcome to the crew, to the channel. We are currently in a HST on the Great Western Line, heading towards Oxford, and I picked this because I've missed the AWS warning. I picked this because of the impending release of the Great Western Line from DTG for their TSW. I have indeed, that's why we're on this route, because I thought that it would be good to see what we've already got, and then you can go and compare that to the video of what we're getting. Thank you, Mr. Scotsman. Just going back to your comment as well, Amarillan, you said something, but then you have to support it yourself. Does that mean that if there's any problems, I've got to go and fix them? Because surely you'd have fixed them all before you release a product. Just shows how well I know the game industry, really. I play rather than design. Right, let's go. To answer your question, you're involved because you're signalling knowledge, not because you're... Oh, okay. You suck at both, but you can provide a lot of background as to how signalling works. Well, if ever I need that, then I know where I can go. During the meanwhile, brakes haven't been released. There we go, they're coming off now. Do I know when it's going to be released? I thought it was September. I thought it was the 28th of September it's being released. Okay, not a problem, Amarillan. If you go on to Matt's Discord, you can find me on there, and if you DM me, then we can carry on chatting about that later. Thank you very much for all of your help so far, etc. And enjoy your dinner. Right, where are we? Oxford number 2. Right, we got that one. And that one. We have a double yellow, which means that we're not yet allowed into Oxford. It's coming out in approximately 4 weeks. Cool. Oh no, it's another game that's coming out on the 28th that I'm interested in. I'm trying to see if I can get early access rights to it to stream it. Well, I'm not particularly worried about this red because I know the one outside Oxford is always red. Right, single yellow. What game? It's called Tracks. And when a bit nearer to the time, I'll talk about it a little bit more. Right, that's the final one for the red. It's gone off, so... And it is actually red, so we'll start braking. There we go, it's gone green. Let's move. As we come into Oxford number 2. Hey, Steam Trains Unlimited, how are you? I do hope that you've been keeping very well. And unsignalled. I hate it when they do that. You're good. Stop. At any point today, please. Thank you. Does Matt live in Nebworth? Yeah, that's why he doesn't like stopping there. Means that then he doesn't have to go home. It's him, CptnJenks. Flying Scotsman got slaughtered violently. There are no survivors. Right, so that finishes our run on the Great Western Mainline. And bearing in mind this is the city of spires, I don't see that many spires. Well done, you managed to keep to the timetable, your performance is improving. Try something challenging next time. Ooh, look at you. Ralph, yes, that's a Ralph.